Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? It's Alicia Hurt, your servant leader here with I See My Baby at the Women's Wellness Center at 310 South Scott Street. And today we are here to talk about what is a doula, and the topic for this series is womb wisdom, how doulas help women reconnect with their bodies after trauma. So let's jump right in. So many conversations about doulas focus on labor, support, or birth outcomes, but there's so much more to talk about. And so in this presentation, we will explore how doulas play a sacred and supportive role in healing from trauma and restoring connections to the womb. Our wombs carry more than life. They carry memory, power, and they carry pain. This is about restoring what was taken, what was lost or buried, and how doulas walk with women through that journey. So there's a silent impact of trauma on the womb. You ever wonder when you see a woman, when she's walking or she's sitting or she has her face a certain way, and you're trying to figure out what is going on? She's carrying it with her, and she still has to push through life. So trauma isn't always visible, but it is often in our body. It lives in our body, especially in the womb. And so common womb-related trauma includes sexual assault or abuse, medical trauma, rough pelvic exams or forced procedures, miscarriages, abortion, infertility, birth trauma, or some type of violence. And these experiences create emotional, physical, and spiritual disconnection. So understanding womb disconnection. So signs of womb disconnections are as follows: feeling numb or ashamed of your reproductive body, avoiding touch or intimacy or any type of doctor care, gynecological care, painful periods, right? Or any type of psychosomatic symptoms, struggling to bond with your baby, or if you feel grounded during pregnancy. And disconnection can be continuous, it can be conscious, it can be unconscious, it can come or go. It's a protective response, but healing is possible. And some of these things we're touching on, you may say, I never connected that. Or, really? Yes, really. This is a part of womb disconnection, and you're carrying it with you. Again, like I said, conscious or unconscious, right? You're carrying it with you. So the doula's healing role. Doulas are not just present for the birth. We're witnesses, listeners, and we hold safe spaces for you. Ways doulas support the womb reconnection. So when we listen to trauma or birth stories without judgment, because a lot of times we don't just deal with first-time moms. You may have had a child before, but you're like, you know what? I want this one to look different. And so we're listening to you so we can ensure that we can help to change or minimize anything that may come up from your previous birth. So one of my client intakes, she talked about her baby being born with a cleft lip, and that if the next birth was similar, she just wanted to make sure she had some support in place because it was a surprise and no one was there to really support her in that. Helping women reframe and reclaim their experiences. Also, creating a safe environment where a woman feels seen, safe, and sacred, and supporting emotional regulation and body awareness during pregnancy and labor. So I love to watch Tyler Perry's Sisters, and I don't remember what season we're on. Maybe it's 8 or 9, and it just came back out. Thank you, 9. And it just came back out, and so we're on the 2nd episode, and I believe the 3rd episode comes out today or tomorrow. Is it okay? And this particular series, it really hit home and resonated. And of course, it's some fabrication, but there's a lot of real truth in this particular season. And Karen is having her twins. Her twins, both of them have different fathers, which I'm like, I got to do some research on that because I ain't never heard of that. But anyway, clearly it's possible, even though I've never heard of it. But in her going into labor, there was a big blackout. And even in that blackout part, I was like, oh God, y'all be telling us stuff and we don't even be hearing y'all, right? But nevertheless, that's not the reason why I bring it up. I'm bringing it up because she did not have a doula. She did not have I would say, a support system that we deliver from I See My Baby. So hear me out. Our programming, we support women with doulas. However, we also have a men's program, which sets us aside from other organizations, because as we are helping you as doulas, we want to make sure we educate and uplift the support system. And so both fathers could have gone through a program that we offer, and they could have showed up differently and responded differently to the things that were happening in her labor. And you guys have to watch it because I can't give you all the details. It's so good. But the doctor was very dismissive. She said, I feel like something is wrong. I went through labor and delivery class and none of my symptoms correlate to the class. I feel this way. I am in excruciating pain. I mean, and her support system, her friends, her mom, everyone was telling the doctor, something's not right. Do you hear her? Are you listening? He was very dismissive, even in her checking her and coming back and forth. It was just like this nonchalant. And so she was able to advocate for herself because they ended up overhearing another doctor that had supported her. And he was saying to the doctor that was the head of the hospital that, you know, I feel different than the way you're treating her is very different than what I see. And so you just got to watch it to see. But if you had a doula, there are cues that we can pick up. Yes, we are doulas. We're not medical certified, you know, professionals, but we are doulas and we're certified doulas. And so there are certain cues you can pick up. There are certain words you can pick up, and we're your advocate. And so I kept saying, oh my God. And it's so funny because my 10-year-old was watching it with me, Amara, and she was like, Mom, if they just had a doula. And I said, I know. I was saying that inside the whole time. If they had a doula, it would be a lot different and they would take her seriously. And it's just so unfortunate because a lot of women died during childbirth. 1 in 8 African-American women died in childbirth. If you just listen. And unfortunately, one of the twins did, at least they said they didn't get the heartbeat that did pass during her labor. But stay tuned. If you don't watch Sisters, maybe this is an infomercial. But it's a really, really good depiction of what is going on and how a doula can really support you in your birthing experience, even during a blackout. Because I mean, the emotions are up high. You can't get in anybody's traffic. Everybody's chaos because if you don't have your phone, oh my God. But that's a good one. Also, Call the Midwives. Shout out to our midwife, Tiffany Austin. She actually put me on to that series, and it's been out for many, many years. But there are different scenarios that speak to women going through trauma, speak to different birth stories, and how the midwives and the doulas had to show up, you know, back in the day. So just different ways. I know a lot of people may not be fans of watching Hollywood, but there's some truth in it. And you take, like a wise woman told me years ago, you chew the meat up and you spit out the bones. So what you don't need, spit it out, and what you need, consume it. So these are just ways to show you how womb disconnection it's real. And also how, as doulas, how we can offer you different womb center practices and support you. Remember, we may not diagnose or treat you, but we will use gentle, holistic tools to support reconnection. And I want to break down some of the ways that we can help with your reconnection. This could be before your baby or even after your baby. So the yoni steaming is definitely before or after, but it will help you with the herbal steam to soothe and awaken the pelvic space. Also the womb massage referrals. So we do have people that we connect with that can support you with gentle physical release and connection. Also, breath work and grounding exercises, womb journaling and affirmations. Again, we do have those resources here at the center for you. Rituals or prayers to restore your spiritual ties to the womb space. We have different books, we have prayers, affirmations that can support you in that. Birth as a portal for healing. So remember that birth is not just physical, it's definitely emotional and spiritual. And I tell my clients, especially when it comes time to push and they start to feel that ring of fire, it's time to now envision and manifest your baby to come into this world. It's time to muster up that strength and really ground yourself spiritually to tell that baby to come and become one as you push. It is such a, for me on my side as the doula, it's rewarding to see it come to fruition because it takes so much strength, both emotionally and spiritually, to birth that baby. And you think that the strength is just me going from month 1 all the way to 9, but no, it's really preparing you for that moment in labor. And so we're there right alongside you. We can help with the birth and help to be for a ceremony of it being like, I am reclaiming my strength, right? I am calling my baby, especially for women that are healing from past trauma, because having this baby, it may have happened through that trauma. And so we're trying to help you to shift your mindset to really see that there's a blessing in this and to help you to push through. We support you through your birth experience. We empower you as a woman to feel in control of your body. And we help you to reclaim your autonomy. We do. And we help you to heal from previous feelings of violation, fear, or loss. And when birth is sacred, it becomes a new beginning for both the mom and also the baby. All right, stories that are held, not silenced. So many women carry untold or dismissed stories. Maybe they've had past abortions or losses they were ashamed of. Maybe they had unwanted touch or unconsented medical procedures. Maybe it's a culture thing or family silence around maybe menstruation or sexuality. Maybe the conversation just wasn't the norm. And so maybe they felt ashamed, like, oh, in many cultures, they set you aside, even talked about it in scripture, where when you were menstruating, you were not allowed in the temple. You could not touch things in the Old Testament. And so some cultures still observe that. And so you may feel like, ooh, that's just not a good thing. And it actually absorbs into you mentally and spiritually. And you don't even know that you're holding and harboring that because you feel like, as a woman, like, oh my God, this isn't good. Or even talking about sex. It's just, hey, we didn't talk about it. It's taboo. So it's an shame. You're ashamed of it, right? And we help you to understand that, hey, it's normal. That's why God gave Adam Eve, right? Because he was alone. Even though he was talking to God, he knew he needed someone else. So we're just here to really support you in that. Doulas, we create safe spaces for these stories to be spoken aloud and held with compassion. And speaking the story, we help to release the holds. So if you are able to speak it out, there's some things that women have told me. I was like, oh, that's okay. Thank you. Because they felt comfortable. They felt vulnerable. They could just let down their hair and say, I got to release this. And that's why we're here. Again, cultural and ancestral healing. So many communities have lost traditions on womb knowledge due to colonization, trauma, right? And like I was saying before, there are certain things you say, oh, in my culture, this or that, but it's really weighing on you. It's traumatic, We're here to support you in that. Or there's certain practice you say, you know what, I feel this way, but I want to uphold and respect my culture. We're here to support you in that. So when the body remembers. So remember that trauma doesn't live in the past, it lives in the nervous system. You're holding it, you're carrying it. So in birth, trauma responds and can show up as freezing during labor, panicking during your vaginal exams, or disassociating or shutting down. And it's for us as doulas, we have to actually see those clues or cues and then act accordingly to help to pull you out of that. A trauma-informed doula knows how to recognize those triggers, respond with safety and calm, and validate without forcing or rushing. And this protects the birth experience and the mother's mental health. So here are some tools for reconnection. So doulas may gently introduce healing tools. We may say, hey, we'll use the mirror work, looking at and affirming the body. Maybe gentle pelvic breathing or movement. Again, journaling or the art therapy about womb memories. Creating a womb altar or sacred space at your home. Maybe speaking love and gratitude to the womb aloud or in prayer, and definitely in front of your mirror, because it makes a major impact when you're looking at yourself and you're saying these things. Healing is not one size fits all. It's deeply personal. And as doulas, we honor that. And reclaiming the womb, which is the final message for this presentation. The womb is more than a place where babies are born. It's a seat of intuition, of creation, and power. And trauma may dim the connection, but it does not destroy it. Doulas are healing guides. Yes, we are. We are helping women return home to their bodies. Every woman deserves to feel whole, powerful, and safe in her sacred center. Womb reconnection is not indulgence, it's liberation. You hear me? It's liberation. So I want to thank you for your listening ear today. Thank you for joining us for this sacred conversation. And if you need more support, you can find a trauma-informed doula with us here at the Women's Wellness Center. We're here to help you and guide you. We're here to keep listening and holding space for you and keeping you protected. Remember that healing ripples across generations. So your womb matters, your story matters, and you matter. And there are things that you may not even understand because it's from past generations, but we're here to help you to do the work to release it. I want you to remember that you are not alone in your journey. You can reach us at 310 South Scott Street, Bainbridge, Georgia. You could call us 229-939-3240. You can even visit us on the website. We have a plethora of information at iseemybaby.org. I want you to remember that we stand beside every woman facing life's toughest challenges, and that we're here to provide the resources and community necessary to support women through infertility, mental health struggles, and pregnancy. Our mission is to empower women to reclaim their strength and navigate their journey with confidence. Thank you all so much. And